اهلا بيكم في انترفيو جديد من تيرادكس تي في. انا محمد زين معاكم من القاهره. الجو رائع. احنا موجودين في معرض كايرو ICT نسخه 22 منه. I have a very special guest today, Ben Roberts from Liquid Telecom. Ben will share with us his story with Liquid Telecom, and this company has a very interesting mission actually that they are undertaking right now. So we want to learn more about it. So welcome Ben on board. Thank you very much. So Ben, the event here is, the theme here is drive transformation. And connectivity, of course, is a big pillar in this transformation journey. Can you please give us an idea about what Liquid Telecom is doing and what do you have currently, the Cape to Cairo project, a quick idea of what your company is doing?
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, we've started out building fiber in Africa about 8 years ago. So it came from a time when there were subsea cables connecting down the east coast of Africa. We were a satellite provider, and we saw that satellite would be migrating towards fiber. So we built fiber optic cable from South Africa northwards into Zimbabwe and into Zambia and into Democratic Republic of Congo. We have expanded ourselves over the last period after that, but we have made some big acquisitions and further projects. We made acquisitions in East Africa from Kenya and to Uganda and Rwanda, and then Ethiopia, Tanzania. We made an acquisition in Tanzania. We're now at a stage where we have the biggest fiber network in Africa. It's 50,000 kilometers of fiber of our own, and we have partners with other bits extending towards 70,000 kilometers. I think this year we've seen the potential of what it means to have a connected African fiber network. So where Liquid Telecom are, we've seen statistics of intra-country traffic of internet. And we're seeing that where the fiber networks that we have built are, we're seeing very big flows of data between the countries. We're seeing other parts of West Africa not being very well connected, and North Africa being connected more to Europe than it is to itself. So that is why I think this year a big acceleration of the interconnection of Africa is taking place with us. We've partnered with different networks, Ethiopia, Sudan and Egypt as well, to sort of launch and connect up Cape to Cairo. It's a single fiber network terrestrially across all of that path. And as I say, it's been the vision of Cape to Cairo started long ago, back in the time when Africa was run by the British and other colonial European powers. Cecil Rhodes was the one who started this vision, to connect a railway and telegraph, and it's all about trade. I mean, so the purpose for Cecil wanting to do that was around accelerating trade, intra-African trade. He didn't achieve it. Liquid Telecom achieved it with the telegraph part at least. We haven't built a railway, but we've built a telegraph. And for us, there's several drivers, but trade is the main driver we see of data flow. So where we see large quantities of data exchanging between countries, it is countries that trade a lot. It's countries that already have existing infrastructure. People are moving, goods are moving. You have trade. Information is the new oil. Information is flowing over these networks. So it's the digital transformation of Africa. It's the trade. It's the immediate drivers, and then we see the youth as well, the exploding youth population. A billion digital natives in Africa. These are the things that are driving the ICT adoption and why we're building the infrastructure to lay that down. Yeah.
Great to have this mission with this long history of the idea. So can you let us know in which state is it right now? So how long did the link go till now? And
so our fiber network extends all the way from Cape Town. We have the landing stations at Cape Town, but we have single fiber network extending all the way up into the border of Kenya and Ethiopia. There we've partnered with Ethiopia Telecom to lease some capacity across into Sudan. We're working with an operator in Sudan, Sudatel, rolling out fiber to the home, and we're working with them in Sudan. So that brings us then to the Egyptian border. So there is where we're talking to the Egyptian carriers.
Almost there.
We are the network is there. We just have to finish.
Okay, and Cairo ICT, your participation this year, how do you see the Egyptian market initially, and how do you see your cooperation with the Egyptian government and telecom companies? How is it going right now?
Yeah, look, it's this is our first trade fair in Egypt. We've been, we have quite a lot of our senior leadership here, so we've come to explore more. But I'm quite impressed by the size of this event. I mean, it is bigger than any event I've seen on the African continent, and it's giving some indication of a large appetite for ICT in Egypt.
There's a lot of African representation here as well, a lot of African companies and the governments from the other African countries here as well.
Yeah, and I think the government of Egypt has been extending. So I mean, I was just going through my emails this morning, and I saw that the ambassador in Nairobi, I live in Nairobi, and the ambassador had reached out to me in as early as April. So it's saying, looking for African companies to participate in this. So it is a demonstration of the Egyptian government. They are extending their hands out to the rest of Africa and saying, come to Cairo ICT. Yeah, so it's clear that there's a good opportunity for, if you're an ICT company in any one country in Africa, and you have some services that you can deliver to your own local market, Africa can be one big market. So if you're a successful ICT company in Cairo, with the advent of a single fiber network, you can take that service to all of Africa. And we're seeing, as we talk of digital transformation, we're seeing a lot of companies coming from North America, even China are coming. And the first thing I saw when I got off the plane was Uber here. Uber, obviously going very big in Cairo. They've changed the way we take taxis in Nairobi. But we at Liquid, we are hoping to enable a new generation of African ICT companies, not just the Ubers and the guys coming in, take them across an African market. So I think there's a good opportunity for Egyptian companies to start viewing Africa as one market.
And this link brings it all together. So
exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So throughout this journey from Cape to Cairo, of course you have been through a lot of contracts and governance and contracts to sign with the governments and telecom companies to have this link between all those countries.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about this challenge? How cooperating are the African governments, and what kind of challenges, and how long did it take you to reach out there to Sudan from South Africa?
Yeah, so we ourselves started building around 2006, 2007, and one of our biggest customers was in Zimbabwe, we had the satellite links to Zimbabwe, and there, so we saw the fiber optic links coming down. So there was, I guess, a change in the position of some of the regulation, and we got permissions to build a cross-border link. And previously, this has been working a while, and permissions have been tried to get to make microwave links. But then we, at this time, we got permission. We thought, let's build a fiber link. What we have learned as our expertise in Liquid is that going going across borders and connecting networks across borders, it's very like traveling across a border. So first of all, if you're going to another country, you have to have a reason to go. Why am I going there? Is it a holiday? Is it business? Yeah. But then you have to, get some forms of, documentation. You have to have a visa, a passport, a visa, maybe a yellow fever certificate, a ticket, maybe some money when you get there, local money. So it's just a procedure of getting a certain bunch of permissions, and ultimately, it's the same with crossing fiber networks. You have to get permissions to cross. You have to have a company, a regulation, a license. You have to have permissions from different authorities. Maybe the landowner on one side, a way leave to cross, customs. Different security concerns as well. So we have to get the right mix of things. And you have to, but ultimately, that reason to go, that is your business case to go. In a telco world, it's a business case to cross the border. So for us, we've worked out, the way we do it. We've built a series of telecommunications companies of our own, which interconnect across borders, and now we're looking to partner with other duly licensed telecom operators. So we're working. We are at the border of Ethiopia. We work with a telco that's licensed in Ethiopia, and we connect up together. So it's a mission of making connection. But once once you have connection of fiber networks and ICT networks, it's not like the traveling thing, because traveling you have to do that every single time you travel. Once you have a fiber optic network, then information is flowing and then is there. You've built infrastructure that is permanently there as a gateway to that country. Yeah.
Ben, having this fiber network across Africa, and thinking that one of the major cloud providers in the world is AWS. They don't have any region here in Africa. Do you see an opportunity for Liquid Telecom to become the AWS of Africa?
So we are, AWS is quite a large and very complicated cloud platform. We have partnered with some of the different cloud providers, and so the first of the hyperscale cloud companies to come to Africa has been Microsoft. So Microsoft have put their Azure data centers into South Africa, into Johannesburg and Cape Town. Amazon Web Services have made announcements a few weeks ago that they will be bringing data centers to Africa also, and are looking at Cape Town. I think that there's quite a large opportunity for Egypt here, because if you think that South Africa is very far at the very bottom tip of Africa, and it's clear that there's investment coming from global hyperscale cloud guys. They're coming to South Africa. They're seeing it as a big ICT market. It's not just American guys as well. We see Jack Ma's been traveling in Africa, so Alibaba are clearly have visions of Africa. Egypt has a good position here because it also, from this show, I can see has a large ICT market and a lot of connected citizens. It's also much closer to Europe, so there's a good opportunity for Egypt to attract the investment of some of these global cloud providers. We, as Liquid, we are laying down infrastructure for the cloud. So we have the fiber optic networks. We own data centers, so that's the physical facilities where the global cloud providers are putting their servers. And we also are partnering with them to provide our customers, who are the businesses and big businesses and telcos in the region, help them connect to the cloud, and also we are reselling the cloud services of these companies to our customers. So we've become a cloud provider by actually partnering with Microsoft, and we're looking towards others as well. It is taking those services to our customers. We have other smaller African cloud providers who are providing specialist niche services to smaller customers in the region as well. So all of these guys are hosted in our data center. We provide a neutral place for all the clouds and the networks to connect, and then we are also helping our customers to buy and connect to these services. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. One last thing. What is the current latency? You told me that all the link from South Africa to North Africa to Egypt, for example, this goes through Europe.
Yeah.
So what latency are we looking at right now between Cape and Cairo, and what are you trying to achieve?
Yeah. So the latency at the moment is the route from Cape Town to Cairo is generally taking subsea cables from Cape Town all the way around the west coast of Africa or east coast of Africa. And then connecting into London, and then across Europe down to Marseille, where a lot of the fibers from Alexandria, connecting from Marseille to Alexandria, Marseille to Palermo. That's around about 202 milliseconds. So if we look at the distance from Cape Town to Cairo by road, it's about 8,000 kilometers. It takes about 8 days to travel by car. Yes, it's quite a journey. Yeah? But the latency of that network, if you look at what the laws of physics tell us, it means that latency could be as low as 97 milliseconds. So it could be about half. We've done tests now from Cape Town all the way to Khartoum, and we're seeing it with all the network devices that are there and taking the password. We're seeing around about 110 milliseconds. When we get to Cairo, it'll be maybe 120 or something like that. But it could be as low as 97 if we look at the laws of physics, which tell you how fast light moves in a glass, in a piece of glass.
And that's a great mission. I believe connecting Africa at this speed could be a great achievement to transform the whole Africa, to have enable the digital transformation. And I believe the infrastructure has been one of the main challenges in all the African countries. So having this kind of fiber, thank you for taking the initiative and taking this mission of doing the link between Cape to Cairo, and hopefully throughout the next year, we will see you here in Cairo ICT again with some success stories from the market.
Indeed, I'll be looking forward to coming back.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much.